What was your experience like interviewing Andrew Tate? Because I think you were one of the last few people that interviewed him right before The Matrix brought him down and, in my opinion, fraudulently arrested him for alleged crimes. We say alleged. What was your biggest experience or biggest takeaway interviewing Tate?
Well, I really like Andrew. I mean, I came across him 2017. I wasn't too sure about him at that time. He was kind of like, and he knows this, I've had this conversation with him, but I like him for different reasons than other people like him. Like most guys sort of look up to him. They sort of worship him sort of thing. He's a top G, blah, blah, blah. But I find him hilarious. I think he's got a fantastic sense of humor. If you haven't watched him interviewed on Your Mom's House with Tom Segura, watch it. You'll be laughing
hilarious.
your face off.
Especially the way he interacted with Tom's wife.
Exactly. Yeah.
Amazing.
And he's a huge car guy. Like all of my private conversations with him are mostly around cars, exotic cars, doing rallies, getting together, doing something at some point, in that space. So I don't know what's going on in Romania. I haven't seen the evidence. It seems like a witch hunt. Like who knows how it's going to end, but I guess we'll find out. What is it? It's the 20th. So we'll find out in the next 10 days, what the deal is.
Yeah. By the way, witch hunt is a perfect terminology for that. By the way, I have this question right here, and it's, what color is your Bugatti, Rich Cooper?
I don't have a Bugatti, but I have a McLaren, and it's great.
I like McLaren.
I knew that.
Nice.
He's like, sorry about the Bugatti, the McLaren. I've actually seen you do a clip of...
I actually asked him what color is the Bugatti, but I don't think he knew the paint code.
It's like an off orange bronze, but I've actually seen you...
It's like a copper orange,
imitate, whether it's Tate or whether it was, your own spin on it. You said, what color is your McLaren? And then you're like, oh, by the way, I'm with 50 other dudes that have McLarens as well. Your network is your net worth. Surround yourself with powerful people. That was pretty impressive. I like that. What do you think, so speaking of the masculinity, what do you think is hurting young men the most these days that's limiting their masculinity?
Oh, man, there's a lot. I did a podcast the other day with Dr. Anthony J. He wrote this interesting book called Estrogeneration. He kind of goes down all of these sources of environmental estrogens that are lowering men's testosterone levels and increasing estrogen levels. And the subtitle of his book is Why You're Fat, Sick, and Infertile Today, sort of thing. So that's one of the most interesting components. Like we were kind of getting in the weeds and we were talking about water. And, it got to the point that a lot of source of environmental estrogens comes from city water lines, because women are mostly on birth control. They pee that into the sewage system. Sewage systems can clean out large particles, but it can't clear out hormones. So there's estrogens in the water. And if you're drinking tap water, you're now drinking estrogens. So I said to him, I go, do they know that this is in the water? And he said, yeah, they know. I've visited these places. We've talked about it. They know there's estrogens in the water. So the government knows that there's estrogenics in the water and that it is softening society. Is it intentional? I don't know. Let's put on a tinfoil hat. We can go down for a road trip on that one. Wow. But there's lots of things that are softening men. I think guys aren't taking ownership for their lives. They've been told, to just basically comply. Do what everybody's told you to do. Just be a nice guy, go to school, get a job, do the right thing. By the way, they tell men and women different things. They tell guys, do the right thing. They tell women, you do what's right for you, girl, right? Mm-hmm. So guys get this narrative that's been beaten into them pretty much their entire lives where they've been softened. And it's no wonder why you see so many guys right now walking around in their 20s with female breast tissue. Like they are just soft, round versions of men that, their grandfathers would be rolling in their grave if they knew about it, right?
Mm. Wow.
What's your experience with doing these soft men, Nat?
I've come across a few. I mean, I'll be honest, like as a woman, when you meet that, like I could see why women find that comforting, because sometimes those manly men can be a little bit aggressive to women. So that's why that type of soft men is almost embraced by women.
Yeah, but those soft men end up in the friend zone.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah. Those soft men have.
So you want to give them a hug, you're not trying to fuck them though.
Well, I don't do that. But,
okay.
But yes, I wouldn't look at them in a way of marriage.
Hormonal birth control too, though, right?
Say that again?
Because when women are on hormonal birth control, they like softer guys. Right. So one of the problems that women end up with when they get married is, okay, maybe they're on hormonal birth control, dating the guy leading up to the marriage. They like him. Tim's a nice, soft guy. He buys her flowers, texts her in the morning. Hey, babe, how you doing? Sort of thing. And then she comes off hormonal birth control when they get married. Maybe she gets knocked up. Maybe she doesn't. But a lot of women, after they get married and they come off birth control, they realize, I don't really like this guy so much. I kind of like the alpha guy over there.
Yikes.
Oh, look, there's Kevin in sales. Let's go talk to him.
Kevin in sales.
Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah.
Just tapping everyone's girlfriend.
Shout out to Kevin.
I stay away from those things because I know those things it's like manually moving your hormones. And like, I even have issues taking like Advil just because you don't really know necessarily like what's going on inside of those pills. So I stay away from
I guess the next question is, Richard, how can you balance being a traditional man but dealing with modern women today? Because it's not like we can go back in time and reinvent women and be like, all right, I want you to be more feminine and more friendly and fit and all the good stuff that we're used to, how we want women to be. We're dealing with modern women today. And whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, we can address. But we are dealing with women of today. Mm-hmm. How can a traditional alpha man or even just a normal man balance living their life and dealing with modern women?
Oh man, that's a long conversation. 2 weeks from hours on
I
that.
wish we had more time.
Are you
bro. We have
talking about a
half hour.
traditional man in the sense of like the tradcon avatar, kind of like a Matt Walsh sort of guy?
No, like just a guy like you and me. We're out there, we're making money.
Well, guys like you and me understand the way things work, my friend.
Right.
Like we've
That is
unplugged
true.
from the matrix sort of thing.
That
So,
is very true.
for guys like you and me, it's okay, well, let's not invite chaos into our life. Stay away from women with loads of red flags, with daddy issues. It's been run through by a bunch of guys covered in tattoos. Like, these are things that we are smart enough to look for so we don't complicate our lives unnecessarily. But I mean, a lot of the times, like I'll give a guy my book or I'll just say, hey, opt into my email list and get the 20 red flag chapter. And they get mad. It's like, well, there's no women if we just, like if I have to vet them all with these 20 here, then I'm never going to get a girl, Rich. Okay, well, that's the reality of society today. The reason why I give you these tools is so that you can see them for what they are, understand them, and then, adapt accordingly. But what they don't seem to understand is, well, if that's all that you see, then that's all that you are worth. Do more work on yourself, become more competent, learn more about game, learn more about, whatever it is that you got to sort of fix in your life. Maybe you're boring as shit. I don't know. But if all you see is 20 red flags in every single woman that you talk to, there's something wrong with you. I'm in an LTR. My gal's great. There's lots of women out there that don't have red flags. Do the work on yourself and they will become available to you.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire Soscast, click right here.